Well, I decided to make a little rig here on the Deutz. I took an inline fuse, 15 amps, and hooked up a wire right to the PTO clutch and touched it to the battery, and instantly the fuse blew. Get out, things smoke. I just hooked that onto the wire that goes to the clutch, and I just tapped this on the battery and instantly the fuse blew. Clutch never even got to engage, it just smoked the fuse instantly. So I think that's a pretty telltale sign that the clutch has to be shot, I would think.
So PTO clutch can be almost $200 to buy one. Might be able to find a cheaper one, but before I commit to spending $200 on the parts cannon, as they say, I figured we'd do a little more due diligence and a little more investigation before we shell out the big bucks. So let's play with it and see what we can figure out here.
All right, back to this Deutz Allis PTO over here. And I hot wired the PTO right to the battery in order to get my clutch to work and lift up the loader. And I was reading something online that said if your PTO clutch was out of adjustment, it might draw too much juice. So on the side here, there's 3 little windows, and there's an air gap in there. It's supposed to be 15 to 20 thousandths. This is a 20 and it fits in there loose. I only tried this one, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to gap this thing to 15 on all 3 of them, and then see if it might use less juice that way. It's very frustrating, you know. It shouldn't like be that complicated. And if that doesn't work, then apparently your clutch is shot, you know. It really stinks. And this thing looks really nice from the outside, and all dirty and nasty and everything. So I don't know, it's just frustrating, you know. But I did want to change the oil in this tractor also. I have a new filter to put on there and other things, but I guess I got to get this stupid electrical problem figured out before we change the oil. So anyways, yeah, over here you slip it in and that's about it, you know. So you tighten up these 3 bolts here on these spring-loaded things. So let me try that and see what happens. All right, so I adjusted all 3. The bottom one you got to move this idler pulley out of the way to get to, but I mean, I didn't even turn these things a half a turn each, so we're not talking a lot of adjustment. This thing is really kind of a piece the way this is made. So this pump goes on the front down here. It just has like this pin up here, and there's another pin down there on the bottom. But look how sloppy this thing is. It's like not even square. It's like this should be flat against there, and it's not even like squared up against there, nothing. And it just seems like it's so winky dink. I don't know. It's like this thing here, look at how much play there is in that pin. Just seems like that's not helping our cause here. There should be a better fit here. So there's like this double roller chain that connects a sprocket on the pump to a sprocket on the shaft there. Look at all the play in there and how crappy that is. I don't know if like this thing is half worn or if I should oil it maybe. But that does not seem like that's ideal whatsoever. This is where I had the thing hot wired. I just had this alligator clip on here, and I clip it right on the positive side of the battery. So, and it worked fine. I mean, it didn't blow up when I did that or anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up this yellow wire to it, which is the factory wire again, and fire it up and see if it still trips that circuit breaker instantly on us. Well, I think we got the PTO fixed, hopefully, knock on wood. So we're gonna change the oil. I've never changed the oil before, but filter's up here. And the drain pipe comes out the side of the engine here and goes down underneath it. Of course, it's right behind this steering linkage. So I got my pan down here. Let's see, it looks like you got one little bolt right there to take off. Let's give it a shot. All right, well, let's see, it takes a 13/16 wrench. Oh, shit, went wrong way. Let's see how we go here. Man, the sucker's tight, huh? Of course, there's not much room in here to move it because you got the frame and you got the stupid tie rod. I'll try the other side of this wrench. There we go. A lot tighter than I thought it would be. I thought you'd just about touch it and it would start to come off. There we go. It's starting to come now. Let's see how big of a mess we can make here. Let's see how good this stuff looks. There we go. Oh yeah, nice and black. Yep. Yep. Should be like 2 quarts in there. Not all that bad. I haven't wanted to change this oil for like 2 years. I'm glad that we're getting to this. This is important on the Kohler. That's gonna probably dribble down and hit the tie rod and make a big mess, right? I have this well-saturated blue towel here to clean my gloves off with. Well, we'll just let that drain for a bit and we'll take the filter off while that's draining. All right, so here's our oil filter over here. And this is probably gonna make a mess taking this thing off, is my guess. Let's see, I got my channel lock oil filter pliers. I love these things, by the way. Let's see. Oh, that thing's tight. Let me get a better grip here from the bottom. There you go. I think this is a Sten's oil filter. Yeah, it is. Let's see if we can make it. Oh, I knew it. It's going to drip all over the whole frame and everything. Of course, right? They never make, whoever designs these things, it never, there's no way to get my pan under there, really. Cool. I love it. And that's why I put the cardboard down before I did anything here. Ay, ay, ay. Go quick, go quick. Get that thing off of there. There we go. Yep. All right, let's throw this down in our pan here. Cool. Now, we do have an OEM Kohler filter to put on there, which I don't know why the heck they make them yellow. I think that's so ugly, but whatever, that's what they do. So yeah, fill filter with clean oil. Well, we'll try that and we'll spill that all over the place. Apply oil to gasket, tighten 2/3 of a turn after gasket contacts base. How do they make these things these days? Does it say? Too scared to tell us. I don't see a point of origin on here. I figure it was Mexico, but all right, well, yeah, we'll get it on. Let's see how much oil we can spill putting this thing on. Go quick, go quick, go quick. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, look. Look at that beautiful sight. Score. Dripping all my new oil out the bottom here, of course. All right, I'm gonna fill this thing back up with 2 quarts of Napa Straight 30 here. And then we're gonna take the carb off and clean the ethanol out of the carb bowl. And hopefully we can get this thing back in service. It's been sitting here for 4 months. I gotta unhook this governor spring here. It's gonna take note of which hole it's in. It's in the top hole. Throttle cable went in the hole above it. So let's get that out of there. And we gotta unhook the fuel line. All right, let's see what kind of magic awaits us in this carburetor here. Let's see, I've already spilled half the gas out by accident on my garbage can here. Oh well, it's a windy day, it will evaporate. There goes the rest. Oops. This bowl is pretty shot. It's all getting rusty and everything, but I was honestly thinking that this thing would have a lot more junk in it than it does. It's really not bad looking at all. But nonetheless, I'll clean this out. I don't even think there's any junk in there really. It's just pitted from rust. I suppose I should get a new bowl for this thing and say goodbye to this old one. You'd be surprised how one little bit of junk in there makes it run bad when it starts sloshing around or whatever, but anyways, that's the deal. All right, let's see what happens here. I got the carb back on. There's gonna be no gas in the bowl, so I'm gonna have to give it a squirt of carb cleaner to get it going, hopefully. And oil changed. See if the PTO clutch works after all this. When we're not putting the hood back on or anything until we know it works. All right, let's see what happens here. See. Got it running better. Let's turn the clutch on. I don't like this voltmeter though. Clutch is still on. I'm gonna put the air cleaner on. Well, I don't know what happened, but put everything back together, hit the PTO switch, trips the breaker again, bam. I said, you know what? I'm gonna take my little red wire here, bypass this thing, hook it onto the battery over here and drive this thing in the backyard and get out of the driveway. It's been here for 4 months, and it shorted out and melted the alligator clip right off the end of the wire. So yeah, I guess we're buying a PTO. That's what it comes down to. We're buying a PTO. Thing shot. This yellow wire here feeds the PTO. If you unplug it and turn on the switch, everything's fine. You got no circuit breakers going off, no nothing. But something is screwed in this thing, and then there's got to be like a dead short in there somewhere, which really stinks because it looks pretty nice from the outside. But I guess we're going PTO shopping tonight. It's running good though after cleaning the carb and changing the oil. I'm happy that we got to do that. So today wasn't a total waste, but maybe with any luck we can have a new PTO next weekend and get this thing fixed before it gets too cold out. How frustrating. What a bummer.